Thanks, Gina. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Siya. My question is for Siya. Siya, I understand after last week there's probably a bit of extra intensity and tension in the camp. If you can compare this, say, to a World Cup final, where would you rate this? How intense and how much pressure is in the camp this week?
When we like it's obviously it's intense. We all know that, but I mean we have to also keep our heads. It's the same as you play in a World Cup final. You don't do preparations different to any game. You prepare exactly the same. I mean, so nothing has changed our way. We know how much pressure there is in the game already, so we don't need to add anymore. So we've prepared properly, having Sasha take charge of the team, and obviously Rowan and Lord taking care of the line out. But nothing has been done that's special or out of the norm that we've done, because we've never done anything different to any game that we've won before or any big game that we've played in.
Francois?
Thank you, Z. Morning, Stick. Morning, Siya.
Yes,
Coach Stick, just a question for you about just the unfortunate news of former Springbok Bevan Fortuyn's passing yesterday. I remember back when you were Eastern Province captain, I think Bevan was assistant coach or still player coach at SVD the year that Eastern Province beat him in that final in George. Just a word on him. You're playing against him, and also of the player that he was.
Yeah, Francois, when I heard the news yesterday, it was very, very sad, and once again, the first thing that I thought about after I heard the news was to think about his boy. I know how close he is with his boy. I know how supportive he was with his boy, for his boy, and his wife, so at that age, they still had some great years ahead between them as a family. And now to lose a father, at the age of 46, it's very, very sad, and it's really, really heartbreaking to lose a father at a young age. And I feel for his family, and I'm broken, and condolences to him and his family. And yeah, the only thing I can say for now is to God to protect the family, to protect the wife, to protect the son. I know it's going to be tough times for the family. But yeah, once again, condolences to their family.
Craig?
Thank you, Coach Stick.
Thanks, Ina. Morning or evening, gentlemen. Either one of you, but maybe Siya, I feel there's certain comparisons in this match to Wellington 2018. I know it was early in the Rassie era, but I mean, just in terms of how important it is to lay down a marker, to give the players who, are looking ahead to 2027 that kind of confidence and a line in the sand moment. Do you think there are certain comparisons to Wellington 2018 in this game, and even Wellington 2019 for that matter?
Well, I think this game is big by itself for the fact that when we want to win and stay in the rugby championship, also there's the Freedom Cup in there. But I think also for these guys that are getting the opportunity for the first time here in New Zealand to also be able to get an opportunity like this, and also to feel what it feels like to win on tour. And I think that will give the guys a lot of confidence, and I think a lot of group had done it before. So yeah, it's a different game, but it's important as well in many different ways.
Thanks.
Ken?
Thanks, Gina. Morning. Good day, guys.
How's it going?
Siya, for you, it's obviously an all-new, very exciting backline. But if the All Blacks counter-ruck and dominate the breakdown like they did last weekend, they're not going to be able to show their magic at all. Obviously, Jasper Wiese's return helps, but how are you guys going to beef up your presence at the breakdowns and stop those counter-rucks?
We definitely learned from the previous game. We saw the strategy they have, and we made plans for that. And yeah, we will be ready for it this weekend. And I don't think they will change the way they played last week. But yeah, it's good to have Yassi back. But they also have backs who do counter the breakdown. Leroy, who came from from the sevens. We saw clips of him. He also gets in the breakdown too, coming from the sevens thing. So it's not just the forwards; it's also the backline players. So we are well prepped for it. We know we weren't good enough. Most of the breakdowns in the game, especially the exit ones as well, they came in pretty hard for our breakdown last week. So we did work on it, and we obviously learned from it last week.
Mike?
How's it, Stocker? How's it, Siya? Siya, just what was the feeling amongst the group after that match? Was it one of frustration that it was a missed opportunity, a game that you could have won? And then did the review provide sort of obvious things that are fixable, and have you been able to sort of fix them in training?
Yeah, it was tough to see. I mean, to create 13 opportunities in the 22s and not take, we only took 2 of them. The opportunity, we only took 2 opportunities. You don't get that. Some teams get that maybe in a year, and you really get that against All Blacks. And we just saw how we stuffed it up, and a lot of it was by our own doing, and that was a difficult part, in that game. So it was frustrating watching it after, and sometimes with an individual error, or this one, it was one after the other. So that was tough to watch, but yeah, hopefully we learn from it, and we can fix it this weekend when we get opportunities and take them. They didn't get a lot, but the ones that they had, they took them.
Thanks. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carl, is that you enough? Craig? Anything happening?
No, it needs to move.
Yeah.
Yes, there's lot.
It's not
There's lot. Come, fix your thing.
How can I need? Is it not touch screen?
good.
Zico?
No, it's not.
Oh yeah.
I think Grant wanted to go next.
Say, let's go, Grant. Let's go.
Let's
I think
go.
I'm
It's
gonna take
fun.
over from Z. I'll take over from Z. Let's go, Grant.
Molweni, guys.
Short, my
Sure.
boss.
Siya, how's it? I just wanted to ask you, in terms of the development of the side, how would you assess the blend between youth and experience and Q's out from the World Cup? Do you think there's some learnings?
Yeah, it's good. I think the mixture of the team is really good. I think a lot of the guys that everybody's looking at our backline saying this is youngsters, a lot of the guys have played here before, and some of them have won 2 World Cups. A guy like Gaza, Sasha has played a couple of games. I think they also have guys who haven't had any games, who have less than double-digit games. So people are looking at it as if there's these youngsters who've just been thrown in. They've experienced this kind of level. If you look at the test caps and how many guys we have, it's not like a new team, but it's just that it's new when you don't see the regular names that you see each and every single time. It's been a thing for the team where every single person is getting an opportunity. And yes, this game is important. They're not just been thrown in there to learn. We're going to this game to win. They're coming in because they've got a different skill set that the coach wants to see for this specific weekend. And for the forwards, it's a strong pack who's played before together, a lot of experience in there. And the guys in the backline, they got to do their thing, but they can only do what they can do if we get our stuff right at the forwards, if we get them a front forward ball and get them good line-up balls. So it's a great mixture, and I'm looking forward to what the guys can do this weekend.
Any other questions? Craig, was that you? Craig?
Jacques.
Jacques van Jaarden.
Hello, Coach Stick. Hello, Siya. My
Hello,
question
Jack.
is for Siya. Siya, we've heard about these legendary scrum sessions midweek, and you guys try and make it even tougher than the match with Coach Don. So my question is, how did that young front row go this week of Jan Hendrik, Marnus, and Wilco? Were they looking good and ready to come on and make a bit of an impact in that second half?
Oh, it was
Good luck, guys.
tough. Thank you. It was tough. The scrum sessions this week, it was, both packs put in the hard work, and I think we got what we needed to get out of it. It's never about who's going to dominate the other. We want to give our best to make sure that we're both covered and ready for the game, and whoever plays at the time is ready for the game. So it was a good scrum session. It was very competitive, which was good, and I think the guys are ready for the game this weekend.
Ken?
Thanks, Ida. For Mzwandile, taking into account what Siya has said about the back line, there is a bit of experience there. There are caps there, but just in terms of combinations and playing together, how happy are you that a week has been enough for them to gel, or have you guys actually been running together for a while now with that back line?
Yeah, Ken, I think if you look at the players in that backline, like Siya touched on it again, a lot of people don't realize these guys have been with us in our system for the past couple of years. You know, if you talk about Gaza is probably 27, he's already won 2 World Cups. You know, Sasha has been with us for the past 2 to 3 seasons. You know, I think the guy that I can say probably is slightly new in our system will probably be Ethan Hooker at wing, you know, but once again, also he deserves this opportunity. You know, we've tracked him, we've seen how he was performing for the Sharks, and one thing that I enjoy about him, besides his speed and physique, is his physical presence in the wider channels. You know, I think that's something that we're going to also need in the wider channels. You know, the All Blacks, they can be tough sometimes in the wider channels where they apply. You guys touch on the breakdown earlier on, you know. So I think Ethan will be able to handle some of those challenges in the wider channels. But once again, if I look at our backline, a lot of those players, they've been with us. They understand how we want to play the game. And once again, we keep on saying that it's a young backline. Probably what Siya mentioned, it's actually spot on, the fact that we're just so used to see certain names in our backline. But once again, we can't be, as a coaching staff, be too comfortable to always rely on same individuals, you know. So for me, I'm excited to see these guys getting an opportunity. And I like the balance of seeing guys like Cheslin Colby, you know, with Fassi at the back and Ethan Hooker, you know, which is those 2 guys, bit experience, you know, if I talk about Fassi and Cheslin, and then also having Cobus partnering with Sasha, you know, and Gaza has been one of our key players for the past couple of years. So I'm excited to see those guys, what they're going to do this coming weekend. But yeah, once again, we know it's not going to be easy playing the All Blacks away from home. And and once again, to be honest, I think it was clear what happened last week is that we gave them a lot of soft moments, you know, especially in that first 20 minutes, you know, where we gave them 2 soft tries. You know, I think for us to be able to win against them in New Zealand, I think we'll have to be at our best for 80 minutes. You know, you're talking about world-class players. If you give them an opportunity, they will punish you, you know. So that's a difference between a team like when we played against probably Georgia and Italy, you know, where we were not at our best, but we could still get away with certain things where we could win the game. But I think New Zealand, you have to make sure that you're clinical, and also the opportunities that you get, you have to convert them into points. So it's going to be vital for us tomorrow to make sure that we perform for full 80 minutes.
Robert, Duke?
Siya, I wanted to find out here, there were some questionable calls that were made by Carl Dixon last week. We had a meeting with the refereeing that will be in charge of the game tomorrow, that you were unhappy of certain moment that you felt that should have gone your way?
No, we had a meeting about the calls that we didn't make right in the game and the opportunity that we lost, because we can't control what happens in the game. I mean, there was some stuff that we planned to do in the game that we didn't get right. So to focus on the ref, it's not the right thing to do, because there are so many things that we could have done so that we could win the game. So I haven't had a meeting with Carl, and yeah, that's not my place. My place is to make sure the team is ready to go.
Just to help on that question also, we've got someone who's an expert in our coaching staff, in our management, in the presence of Jaco Paper, and that is normally when you talk about match officials, Papes deals with all the match official meetings and all that stuff. We don't want to overload the players with a lot of stuff. You know, their job is to make sure that they focus on playing well on the weekend. Siya just said now, there were a couple of things I'm talking about now, players, they didn't do well on the day, and things that we made sure that we're going to try and fix this weekend. But when it comes to match officials, you know, we always try to build a strong relationship with them. And so far it's been good, you know, so we trust Papes to handle that side. And yeah, hopefully things we can also fix the things that we needed to fix when it comes tomorrow, and then hopefully things will go according to our plan also.
Thank you, guys. That concludes the online